So we've got a special unboxing today because for the longest time I've been wanting to get a Polish Lavvu, and I finally was able to get a hold of one. And I was hoping to wait and try this outside, do like a whole unboxing outside and setting it up, but with all the snow that's not going to happen, and I'm also just too excited. So for those of you that don't know, this particular type of tent is actually two big ponchos that button together and then can make a shelter. It's very popular in the bushcraft community. TA Outdoors is the channel where I first saw this, and then looking into it, they're all over YouTube. Like, everybody's using Lavvus, especially for hot tenting in the winter. So we go ahead and unbox this. Now, getting a hold of this was a lot harder than I thought because these are hard to come by. They don't make these anymore, at least that I'm aware of. These were Polish military. So I asked family in Poland if they could find one for me, and they did, but it was so expensive to purchase and ship that it just wasn't going to happen. I'd check online places like eBay, and you'd get these prices like $100 and $50 to ship it, and it would be only one poncho, and they'd even have, if this is one, you'll want two to make the whole thing. And then I came across Coleman's Military Surplus out of Pennsylvania, and they have these at a very reasonable price, so I went ahead and ordered one, so I'm excited. This box, though, seems smaller and lighter than what I was expecting, so I'm hoping they just packed it really well. So let's just go ahead and open this up. I was really hoping to really show it off, but since I am having to do this indoors and I am in my bedroom, and you're well aware that this is not a large room, and I finally have a bed of sorts in here. No more sleeping on the floor, but it's actually just a huge beanbag chair. So I'm sitting on that right now, and it takes up the bulk of the room. So let's see what we can do with this. So open up this box here, and we have, I'm guessing, my receipt. Indeed, my receipt. And a Coleman's Military Surplus catalog. Very cool. They got some cool stuff on their site. So here we go. Oh, here is the actual Lavvu. It says Lake New, 3 poles on there. It has a 2 on here, so I'm guessing that's for 2 ponchos. This is pretty nice. So there we go. It's this nice thick canvas. Oh. So this must be the poles. It's a pretty nice case to get these poles in. This is looks like part of the main pole. Yep. And then you can see the stakes are right inside there. So this must all just interlock together. Very cool design. I like that he's got these plastic caps on here, because that's something I would always worry about with these metal poles, is that end possibly ripping the canvas, but they've got these little plastic caps. That's probably the bottom. We'll be getting this looked at here soon, and hopefully we can get a video where we get outside and set this thing up. A little bit hard to do in the snow right now. It's not really compacted snow. It's very light and fluffy, which makes it easy to shovel, but if I wanted to set something like this up, it doesn't quite work. That's just another set of poles and stakes. And then we have the actual ponchos themselves. Now, these come in 3 sizes, and from what I've been told, you can tell the sizes by the rivets. They'll have just 1 for a size 1, 2 for a size 2, and 3 for a size 3, so that's actually a size 2. Love to get this whole thing unfolded. We'll see if we can do that in a minute. Just want to make sure these match up. Yep, this one's 2 rivets there as well. Not rivets, eyelets. Those are eyelets. Let's go ahead and stand up and see if we can put one of these ponchos on so you can see just how big they are. Alright, so dealing with my limited space, I've actually had to move my camera out in the hallway and raise the tripod up pretty high, and then I'm going to be back in the room. So I'm going to not talk so much in here because I really have to scream at the camera. But let's go ahead and take a look at how this thing looks unfolded. So this is one half of the Lavvu, one of the ponchos. As you can see, this is a lot of material for a shorty like me. It's actually dragging on the ground, but this is great. I mean, I've heard the biggest complaint I've heard about these things when they have the whole shelter together is that they're too small for a tall person. Everybody says if you're about 5'9", 5'10", or shorter, you'll be fine. One guy I watched on YouTube said he was about 6 even, and he didn't really have any problem stretching out at it, but he is touching the ends. Me at 5'3", I think me and Thor are going to be fine at something like this, but you can see just how much is going on here, the length of it. This is cool. So we're not going to do this right now, obviously, because there's barely enough room for me to put this on and show you what it looks like on me. I mean, you couldn't even see it dragging on the floor. But what you would do is, obviously being poncho, it buttons up on the sides. Can I find the other end of it? There's a lot of material here to work with. What you do is you take the two ponchos and you button them together down the middle like that, and you use this to prop it up to make a teepee tent. And the reason these are so popular in bushcraft is a lot of guys are getting them, well, before I think it's a fairly compact and cheap canvas tent, which is nice. I mean, canvas is really, it blocks out the sun. It keeps you a bit cooler in the summer, and it keeps in heat for the winter. But it's become really popular with winter camping, with hot tenting, like I said, because you do have these armholes, so you can button these up on the other sides, and then you can put a small wood burning stove in there and run the flue of the stove out through that armhole. I've seen people rig up, most people just take a couple of sticks to prop that open so the canvas isn't touching the flue of the stove. Some people will get tent protectors on there. I think I saw one guy kind of made his own tent protector out of like some chicken wire. That was pretty ingenious. So that's something I'm hoping to do with that, but it's probably not going to happen this year. But we are definitely going to get out there and try this thing out, and I'm excited. I can't wait to try this. I think this is the perfect tent for me and Thor. Heard that they can be pretty heavy, but I didn't think that box was all that heavy. I know a lot of people like to go out there with minimal gear and try and keep things compact, but I don't think it's really much more heavy than what I used for my backpacking tent, which was kind of a dumb setup on my part. More on that another time. Probably this year when we go out and we do an actual camping video, and I'll take that set out with me. But we're definitely going to try this out. One thing I hope to do, I might try the poles that came with it. It's a pretty nice design with those stakes sitting inside the pole. But another idea I got from TA Outdoors, got to give them a shout out. That is like one of my favorite bushcraft channels. I'm going to go ahead and link them in the description. I'm going to link one of his videos where he's using the Lavvu in the description. But he'll take a piece of paracord. He measured it out to be the size of the pole when it's put together. Then he's used that to wrap it around rolls everything up and wraps it around it to store it. But also when he gets where he's going, he's got that paracord, then that's the length of the pole, and he can use that to measure a stick and just cut a stick. So that would reduce carrying it. I mean, these things don't weigh a whole lot, but they're also, they're not a bad material, but they would wear out. It is metal. Kind of like that idea of just using a stick or something you find out there. I'd probably take this with me just in case, because again, it's not hardly anything. But anyway, thanks for joining me. I said, really excited if me and Thor can get out there and try and set this up later in the week, possibly. Maybe we'll go over to the state park and see if they'll let us do that. I don't know if they'll actually let us right now, since you're not supposed to be in the camping areas. But we'll see what we can do. Maybe we just find an area. Again, with all the snow, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. So, thanks again, and we'll see you next time.